Get my bogan on. It was Tarzan boy. Oh, look, we had a bit of a giggle here, but look, we are, talking about anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
But we still, even though we're up there, we're still able to have a little bit of giggle because we can see the lighter side of things.
Yeah.
It is serious, but it's something that you can definitely take hold.
Yeah.
You can control it.
And how often... Yeah, exactly, because sometimes people are not given solutions. They're given a drug, but they're not given solutions, so therefore they think the drug is the only solution, which, of course, is great if it works and it's great if it picks people up, but,
Yeah. And some
a lot of the
people
time they don't fix the problem.
But that's it. Like, one thing you can't expect is you can't expect the medication to fix your problem.
No.
It's there to relieve your symptoms.
Yeah.
While you try and fix your problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's really about and some people need like 6 things in a day, in order to get, so it's not just the walking, it's cleaning up the diet, it's getting, improving social sort of activities, getting out there and being with humans, making sure you connect with your family and friends more. If you don't have family and friends, make some family and friends, join some social groups. Counselling, absolutely. Got to get these things off your chest. And one of the tips is if you start chatting about something from 20 years ago and it's making you teary, it's still in there creating a charge in your brain.
And counsellors don't really get much credit because you talk to anybody about, you need counselling, whether it's marriage counselling, whether it's any personal counselling, people go, therapy for years has done nothing. Actually, if you were to sit there and look at it, you've probably accomplished a lot, because what's going around in your head is very different to how you hear it when it comes out of your mouth.
Yes.
When it comes out, you actually acknowledge it.
Yes.
You hear yourself saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then having someone to bounce those ideas off that have been doing the same little record in your brain for 20 years, and then hearing another perspective, sometimes that just starts to create that little shift in the brain where you go, oh, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought that, that could have been what he meant when he said this. So having that different perspective can really... it can be really amazing.
Yeah.
Because our brain knows what our brain knows, and if you don't know another perspective, you don't know another perspective.
Yeah.
So we think we all know the truth, and of course we all know our own truth, but it doesn't make it the only truth out there in the universe.
That's right. And when we don't know something, it's very easy to catastrophise that particular problem.
Yeah.
So you think of the worst.
Yes.
Which again comes back to your anxiety.
Yes.
Which then causes problems in your depression. So
Yeah.
it's a big circle of
It
life.
is.
Awful, but it's
Yeah,
there.
it is. And one of the things we mentioned during the break was that some of these medications can, of course, have side effects. So things like constipation and weight gain and exhaustion and too much sleep and, all sorts of bits and pieces. So as a general rule, you can sort of look at those from a naturopathic perspective quite separately to what the doctor's doing for you when you see your psychiatrist or your GP. So having another perspective to sort of work in behind there and going, okay, well, why is that drug causing constipation? Or why is that drug causing you to sleep 12 hours each night? So then you can sort of play around with things like methylated activated B vitamins and things like that to really keep that nervous system up and running, or probiotics because the antidepressants affect the microbiota in the gut. So there's all sorts of things you can do in the background to mitigate the side effects of the drugs so that you're getting the best benefit from them.
Yeah. And a lot of people tend to think, okay, well, I'm taking control of it. I'm on my anti-anxieties, look, I'll be honest, and I'll throw it out there so everybody knows. I was on this years ago. 6 years ago, I was put on anti-anxiety, antidepressants, antipsychotics.
Yeah.
And my weight ballooned. But that's just a side effect.
Yes.
And you can deal with it. You can take control of it. So that's where you would come in, because you would be able to help them do alternative therapies if they were concerned about their weight loss.
Yes.
Or you'd be able to check them for their mineral deficiencies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and because some of these drugs can deplete mineral levels in the body, and part of it's because they can inhibit the, say, thyroid or digestive tract, so therefore you're not absorbing everything you should be absorbing from your foods.
Yeah.
So if the absorption's worse, the minerals and vitamin levels are going to go down in your body. It's just how some of these medications work. So we can absolutely sort of do testing and find out what's really going on in there, because it's not the sort of test that doctors look for,
No.
So it's, once again, not a criticism of the medicos. They're doing they're doing what they do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They deal with, okay, you've presented me with a problem and you're teary, you haven't been sleeping very well, you're unhappy.
Exactly.
We need to make you feel better. We need to do it now
Oh.
while we're managing you and putting a plan in place to get you well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people forget the while we get you well bit. Some people themselves just start on the drugs and go, oh, gee, I'm feeling better. Now I never have to deal with the thing.
Yeah, that's not the case.
And I'm sure as a nurse, you'll know lots of people, they go and say postnatal depression, like after babies, they'll go on antidepressants, never get off them again.
Yeah.
And you
But
sort
I think
of...
it's the medication that's fixing them.
Yes.
And then it's harder the longer you're on them
Yes.
to wean yourself off them,
Yeah.
because it becomes a psychology issue then. You
Yes.
become mentally addicted to it because you think, if I stop taking this, I'm going to be depressed again. And that's not the case.
Yes, because it's we're older and wiser once we finally go off these drugs. So it's going, okay, what's going on in your life now and how are you coping with it?
Yeah.
And let's have a look at that.
But you don't just stop your medication either. Never. And I'm telling you this from my degree that backs me up right now. If you are on any antidepressants or medication that's going to help with your anxiety or depression or any sort, you do not stop taking them just like that.
Yep.
You speak to your doctor, you wean yourself off, you do your alternative care. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sure you've seen it as well. I've seen people do that where they've gone off things cold turkey.
And then they've fallen off their perch.
Yeah,
and then they get really upset with themselves because they feel like that they haven't accomplished anything. They've gone back to square one. No, it's not. It's just you're just having a moment.
It's a hiccup.
We stumble. You and I are both adults. We walk around. We stumble on our feet.
Yes.
What do? We shrug it off. We move on.
Yes.
That's what we just need to have that attitude, I guess. Now, look, new leaf natural therapies. I think this is something that GPs should include with their mental health plans.
Yes.
So they should say, okay, we're going to refer you to a CBT therapist.
Yes.
Okay, retrain your brain, which it does help. We're also going to put you on to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, depending on your depression.
Yes.
We're also going to put you on, if you're interested, a natural therapist. So when you get off your anti-anxieties and your antidepressants, these guys are going to carry you through and probably help you, support you in a more natural way so you don't become addictive.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys do there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We support people when they're on the medication as well as when they're trying to wean themselves off and go forward into the future. So, and it's that combination of things. It is the naturopathic counselling and the kinesiology and the guided meditations that Rob do, which is sort of like a guided hypnotherapy, all sorts of bits and pieces that really help people move forward.
I really hope people are listening and feeling like they're not alone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do. But look, everyone's our baby, so we're going to bring up the Ronettes right now. This has been our baby. Haven't heard this for such a long time. I love it. This is Bay FM, 19 minutes to 12.